In this workshop, we'll briefly review Inclusive Schools, the Ontario Human Rights Code, and the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, also known as AODA. Let's begin. KPR's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion goal is to support positive well-being by way of embracing diversity and moving beyond tolerance and celebration to inclusivity and respect for all, where everyone can succeed in a culture of high expectations. Everyone has an equitable opportunity to succeed in an inclusive, bias, and barrier-free environment, and everyone is responsible for promoting equity and inclusivity and for respecting and valuing diversity. What do you think an inclusive school looks like? An inclusive school is when the whole school environment honors diversity and shows respect for individuals. For example, school hallways and classrooms should have materials that reflect and support the diversity of the school community, such as displaying images and books of diverse family structures, recognizing significant holidays and holy days on the morning announcements or bulletin board, or displaying the Anishinaabe 7 grandfather teachings with your school's code of conduct or character education details. It is when positive behavior is reinforced and harassment and discrimination are challenged. Discriminatory behavior such as racist, homophobic, heterosexist, and ableist comments and actions are not tolerated. Everyone must take responsibility for creating a safe school environment. It is when school events and materials are inclusive of all members of the school community, including support staff and community partners. For example, having accessible document formats available upon request, or knowing which families, students, and staff have accessibility needs and proactively supporting them, such as requesting a sign language interpreter. And an inclusive school is when the school atmosphere is friendly and welcoming. Please continue to think of ways that you can contribute to creating inclusive school environments. As an employee of the Kawartha Pine Ridge District School Board, it is important that you be aware of the Ontario Human Rights Code and the prohibited grounds for discrimination. The Ontario Human Rights Code is a provincial law that gives everybody equal rights and opportunities without discrimination in specific areas such as jobs, housing, and services. According to the Ontario Human Rights, every person has a right to equal treatment without discrimination because of race, color, ancestry, creed or religion, age, citizenship, sex, sexual orientation, place of origin, ethnic origin, family status, marital status, gender identity, gender expression, disability, or record of offenses. It is imperative as employees of the board that you are cognizant of the Ontario Human Rights Code and the associated legalities if discrimination is perceived or experienced. You can obtain a full version of the OHRC by going to the Ontario Human Rights Commission website or clicking the pink button below. People tend to think of disabilities in terms of visible physical challenges. The reality, however, is that disabilities can be visible, hidden, permanent, temporary, or occur only at a certain time. Disabilities can include hearing or vision loss or impairments, intellectual or mental health challenges, speech or language difficulties, physical disabilities, learning or developmental disabilities. The government enacted the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act in 2005. This act lays the framework for the development of province-wide mandatory standards on accessibility in all areas of daily life. Accessibility standards require that businesses and organizations in Ontario have to identify, remove, and prevent barriers to accessibility for people with disabilities. These standards apply to 5 important areas, including customer service, employment, information and communication, transportation, and built environments. Please continue on to the next portion of the training to learn about the accessibility resources and features at KPR.
Created using Powtoon.